Hey guys, Christopher Bob Roberts here from ChristopherBobRoberts.com and selfdefensestreetfighting.blogspot.com. I want to continue the post that I started last time with this video. Last time I discussed the concept of 10 questions that you should ask a self-defense instructor or a potential self-defense instructor if you're interested in learning self-defense for the streets as opposed to a sport or a martial art. And I decided I'm going to break down each of these 10 points in the next few video blogs, starting with today. And the first thing on the list was, what is his opinion of biting and headbutting in self-defense? And the thing is, I just want to say, when I came up with this list of 10 things, it wasn't specifically these 10 points. For instance, specifically how he teaches headbutting and how he teaches biting. What it is you need to understand, if he is not fully aware of the importance of all of these certain concepts, then he's obviously lacking in other areas. For instance, with the headbutt, there's a guy around where I live, he teaches Wing Chun. Okay, and Wing Chun is a big deal in Germany right now. It's really commercial. It's kind of like Krav Maga is the thing that everybody in the States seems to be learning. In Germany, all the cops, the German SWAT teams, and a lot of guys like that are learning Wing Chun because they should have good marketing, and that's just their time to shine right now. So this guy's teaching Wing Chun, and he was talking to me because I know two of his students, they're bouncers, and he's like, yeah, I know two other guys that are bouncers, and one of them was asking me about the headbutt. I'm like, really? What did you guys say? Oh, no, the headbutt doesn't work. It doesn't work. So his opinion, and the reason he has this opinion because he's uninformed. I mean, he has a lot of traditional martial arts, kung fu training, but he's uninformed as to what actually happens on the streets. And he thinks, first of all, you don't have to learn the headbutt because it's ineffective to use to hurt other people, which is not true. And he thinks that it's unnecessary to learn because it's not effective. You don't have to learn to defend against it. You don't have to watch out for it because if nobody's going to be able to use it effectively against you, which is also obviously not true. Now, like I said, I was talking to these two students of his, these two bouncers, because I happen to know them, and they're like, what happened to so-and-so, this guy? No, what happened? Apparently, this Wing Chun instructor was out at a bar, cafe, like during the day it's a cafe, and at night it turns into a bar, and he was with his girlfriend, and there were a couple of German soldiers there. Okay, one of them had like a few ways to feel to drink, and was trying to pick up on his girlfriend. The martial artist, the Wing Chun guy, was trying to be cool about it, so he's kind of ignoring it. Then at some point he's like, oh no, this shit's gotta stop. So he's like, hey, and the guy's like, hey, stay out of this, or whatever. It's like, told him some crap, basically. It's hard to translate this. It's from German into English, but he basically told me, he's like, listen, you're on the sidelines right now, I'm talking. So he's like, do you want to step outside? Because apparently this Wing Chun instructor has never even seen a street fight in his life. He must have seen that in a movie. Okay, you don't go ahead and just like, do you want to step outside? At which point both guys walk out, and then they wait, and then they start fighting. It's like a damn duel or something from, whatever, France back in the day. So anyway, the German soldier is standing up, and this is important while this kung fu guy's sitting down. He's like, all right, let's go. Now, like I said, never seen a street fight in his life, not a good self-defense instructor, regardless of how good of a Wing Chun instructor he is. So he decides to stand up, and the German soldier just jacks him. Okay? This guy, he's sitting down, he puts both hands on the arms of the chair, and gets up, he probably wasn't even looking, and he just gets blindsided by this guy. Falls down, stands up again, because the guy was drunk, and he probably wasn't very good of a boxer or whatever, a puncher. So he knocked the guy in his ass and he started to bleed, but he was able to get up. He wasn't knocked out. Okay? At this point, I think he threw a punch at the German guy, the German soldier that hit him. And the German soldier's friends, who were less intoxicated, ran up and they just started pulling both of them apart. It was like a really short fight. But the thing you need to understand is, imagine if this German soldier was capable of really hurting him. Not just hitting him, knocking him down so he could get up again, but seriously like putting him down for the count. Imagine if you hit him somewhere, where you could really just knock him on his ass, and then when he's laying there, you just kicked him, while he's laying on the ground. Imagine if his friends, instead of helping the situation just stop by pulling they pulled their friend back and they pulled this other guy back. They just pulled both of them apart. Imagine if they helped their friend. This guy's laying in the ground, he's got like 3 people kicking him on the ground. Okay? Because all kinds of shit like that actually does happen. So this is the thing I'm talking about. Now, what does that have to do with a headbutt? It doesn't directly have anything to do with the headbutt. But what I'm saying is, if you're not street savvy enough, and this is the question was 10 questions to see if your instructor is street savvy or not. By saying he's not into biting or headbutting, okay, and he doesn't teach it, and he doesn't think that they're effective techniques, he shows he is not street savvy. His lack of street savviness, okay, translated into him missing the situational awareness, which is another one of my questions, okay, of being aware in terms of how to stand up, how to go into this confrontation, how to disarm this confrontation, how to just, like I said, just stands right up and the guy just clocks him, okay? Really, really amateur stuff, okay? Definitely never seen a street fight his entire life. I'm sure he's a wonderful Wing Chun instructor. I think Wing Chun is a great thing. But the bottom line is, some of the English bouncer, ex-brawler, whatever guys that come over here that used to work with me at the door in Germany, any single one of those guys, no training whatsoever, they would have been a much better self-defense instructor than this Wing Chun guy who's been studying for years and years and years. They'd be able to explain how street fights start, they'd be able to explain how to start a street fight. Okay, don't be like, you want to step outside, you know, how either you basically, you walk away from a fight or you throw the first punch. No, those are the guys that have this street savviness. And like I said, as soon as I was told that this guy does not approve of teaching offensive or defensive use of the headbutt, I automatically knew he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And like I said, a couple weeks after I had this conversation, one of my friends went up and told about how his major high-ranking Kung Fu instructor got his ass beat. Okay? He was lucky, like I said, that this German soldier's friends just pulled both of them apart, because other than that, he would have really gotten hurt bad. So like I said, this is something I'm trying to talk about with these 10 questions to just see the street savviness of your instructor. Okay? Like I said, if somebody does not respect the use of the headbutt, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And this will spread into every area of training that they have. Especially when I teach women, I teach them to combine eye grabs with biting to the face and the cheek eye areas, with an eye grab going onto the other eye. Like I said, these are some things that will even the odds in terms of strength and size when you're in the clinch area. Okay, on the ground and the clinch, headbutts, biting, eye grabs. So like I said, if you go ahead and your teacher says, oh, headbutts don't work, definitely be very suspect. Not just about headbutting, not just about biting, but on everything else that he talks about, it is very likely that it's on a basis, on a very uninformed basis, okay? The basis for what he's teaching is not street fighting, rather what I heard that traditional martial arts or some kind of crap said this or that. If he doesn't know enough to say, yes, headbutts work and biting works, he doesn't really know anything. He should not be teaching you what happens in a street fight. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get to the other points of these 10 questions in the next few video blog posts. Until next time, train smart and watch your back.